Throughout human history, people have come to these shores to pursue the American dream. Life, liberty, and the chance to exploit others and get one over on your fellow man. Some people say America is a Wild West Darwinian nightmare. But hey, we have the best fried food and theme restaurants in the world. To take full advantage of the remarkable opportunities of this land of select freedom, you've got to understand the language of freedom. Some call it American English. Others call it backwater stump-jumping gibber speak. But to us, it's plain old redneck. It's the language of government, business, and the language of friendship. And now you can learn real spoken English fast with this exciting 40-cassette program called Learn Redneck Pretty Fast. Available in Spanish to redneck, French to rednecks, Japanese to redneck, English, and of course, Latin. Just listen to this vocabulary lesson.
Repito, hermana.
Girlfriend.
Bueno.
Order now, and you'll get a commemorative spit tune and a videotape that shows you how to cook armadillo. Armadillo is good eating. It's like a lobster, except you can run over it and eat it. Call now.
I'm writing the soundtrack to my life. It's mine to recite, but you can bite if you like. It's kinda like the Psalms. I go through stuff to be an example for you so you can identify and apply truth. I'm writing the soundtrack to my life. It's mine to recite, but you can bite if you like. It's kinda like the Psalms. I go through stuff to be an example for you so you can identify and apply truth. Life is like a movie. The end was written before the beginning. I'm living it now. Trying to get out of certain predicaments. Predicted if you like the drama inspires questions. Each step makes an impression, so what's the next one? God's the illest director, molding the best character. Wrote himself in the text, knowing it's for the better. Yo, behind the scenes, demons and angels, full string, special effects. The devil is vexed, we know his schemes. It's all part of the plot, whether like it or not. But God's got us. Satan is shooting blanks, trying to stop us. Cause he knows his ending is written as well. Misery loves company, he wants you with him in hell. And so we represent him well like cross movement. Focus, avoid the hocus pocus, and keep the cross moving. Tackle obstacles, following the example of apostles. Preaching the gospel to reach lost souls. No stunt doubles available. All of it's uncut and raw. Every role irreplaceable. It's the longest running reality show. 6,000 years in the making, at least 1,000 more to go. Starting 7 years after the rapture. When the stars go on vacation and God judges the actors. So when the director retires, you better be ready to hire the few. Many are getting fired. I'm writing the soundtrack to my life. It's mine to recite, but you can bite if you like. It's kinda like the song. I go through stuff to be an example for you so you can identify and apply truth. I'm writing the soundtrack to my life. It's mine to recite, but you can bite if you like. It's kinda like the song. I go through stuff to be an example for you so you can identify and apply truth. Keep the screenplay. 18-year-old boy gets saved. His family doesn't understand him. He doesn't act the same. He trashes all of the music he used to listen to. Now he's avoiding the TV and going to movies too. He got a lot of zeal, not a lot of knowledge, doing dumb stuff. But the Lord is leading him to Bible college. He joins a hip-hop group and finds purpose. His talents, convictions, and gifts are proven to be virtuous. He's got a girl now, his ex from high school. This time they're both saved. Sooner or later, he knows they'll be engaged. But now he's moving to Philly. Though the group is reduced considerably, God's using the ministry. He's got the bond of a man and his best friend, serving the Lord and living together in a place they've never been. He's got a brand new family in Philadelphia, and he's seen to go above and beyond just to welcome them. He's got a long distance romance, trying to stay consistent while struggling over finance. He's got the everyday temptation and sin, plus the seasonal jobless tribulation he's in. But the director is promising a good ending. It's written in stone, a script with no amendments. His direction determined by his decisions. Lord willing, there'll be many more, so keep listening. Soundtrack to my life. It's mine to recite, but you can bite if you like. It's kinda like the song. I go through stuff to be an example for you so you knows that they're guilty. Our conscience condemns us, shows us we're filthy. Truth be told, we really have no answers for why we fall short of our own moral standards. The evidence for God is simply bountiful, and it's illogical to think we won't be held accountable. The universal day of judgment approaches. Any rational notion of justice will presuppose this. And deep down inside, everybody knows this, but we disregard it, cause our deeds are atrocious. We prefer the vicious, our words are malicious, our slurs pernicious. We find the absurd delicious, depraved in our appetites. The things we crave are lacking light, cause sin got us enslaved and shackled tight. And if we ought to understand the fruit, we need to go back and examine the root. Yo. The birth from my birth, sending from the beginning, the womb to the tomb, depraved to the grave, astray every day, every breath brings death. In Adam all died, in Adam all died. We're rebels like the devil, scheming like demons, prideful with our idols, disgusting with our lusting, twisted and sin-sick, selfish and helpless. In Adam all died, in Adam all died. The world we live in wasn't always like this. The early days had perfect righteousness and bright bliss. Man and woman under God ruled government at first, bubbling with mirth, immersed in loving with no hurts. God gave what theologians call the covenant of works, forbidden fruit. The day you eat of it, you'll be cursed. Husband wasn't alert. Wife lacked discernment, entrapped by the serpent, and that was the first sin. The consequences were monumental. In fact, I'm not convinced they had a clue of what they gotten into. Their eyes were open more, truth in the lies. To their surprise, they didn't get the prize they were hoping for. They see the nakedness and now regret it. They tried to cover their guilt and then blame shit. How pathetic. And it's a true story. You want some evidence? We've been doing the same thing ever since. Yo. Return from my birth, sending from the beginning, the womb to the tomb, depraved to the grave, astray every day, every breath brings death. In Adam all died, in Adam all died. We're rebels like the devil, scheming like demons, prideful with our idols, disgusting with our lusting, twisted and sin-sick, selfish and helpless. In Adam all died, in Adam all died. We talk Adam and Eve, catch things we throw it off, really. They don't think it relates to thugs in North Philly, but it's like Switchfoot said, we were meant to live, but in the garden, Adam was our representative. So when the judge executed the sentence, Adam's guilt was imputed to his descendants. Global calamity, major debt, pain, regret, the reign of death, total depravity. Yes, I'm aware that cats were not there, which opens the door to charges of that's not fair. But God is not subject to fallen notions of fairness. Besides, when it comes to God's glory, most we care less. We can't measure how we chase sand treasures and band pleasures similar to our ancestors. So instead of saying if you were there, what you would do, seek your refuge in Adam number two, number two, number two, number two, number two, number two, number two. Return from my birth, sending from the beginning, the womb to the tomb, depraved to the grave, astray every day, every breath brings death. In Adam all died, in Adam all died. We're rebels like the devil, scheming like demons, prideful with our idols, disgusting with our lusting, twisted and sin-sick, selfish and helpless. In Adam all died, in Adam all died.
The problem with the human race is not most deeply that everybody does various kinds of sins. Behind all of our depravity, behind all of our guilt, behind all of our personal sinning, there is this mysterious connection or union with Adam, our father, who sinned, and we